section or the chain smoking section? We got a good special today. You get a free waffle if you show us your tracheotomy hole. I'm okay. But I live in Los Angeles now, and it is not easy living in LA and being from the South, because people think you're an idiot. I don't know where they get that idea. I know it's the accent, you know. People hear the Southern accent for the first time, and I can tell they're just looking at me. And it's like they're just waiting for me to say something, you know, like, what are shoes for? What? I don't get it. I came here on a horse. Hey, the Dukes of Hazzard was real. But we're not all like that, man. Not all of us. I'm a good redneck. I am. I don't hate anybody. I've never been on Springer. Okay? I'm not attracted to any of my cousins. And I got some hot cousins, man. I'm just a character. That's what they call me back home in Hickory. They go, John Reap? Oh yeah, he's a character. Translation, I caught him dancing naked with a sprinkler. He is a character. My whole family's full of characters. Like my dad, my dad always had this quick fix for a problem that just never worked ever. We had a pool growing up when I was a kid in our backyard. It was a nice pool, had a deep end, had a shallow end. It was a kind with a lining in it. And one day the lining of the pool got ripped at the very bottom, and he had to fix it. Now, he could have easily drained out all the water first, but that would have been simple, safe, efficient. I was like, I ain't got time for that. That'll take all day long. So he figures he's just going to get a backpack, okay, fill it full of rocks to hold him down at the bottom. Yeah. No, so he can fix it without floating up. Makes sense. And then he's going to use a garden hose to breathe through. I am not making this up. Me and my brother are just supposed to hold a hose at the top. And he got nervous right before he went underwater. And he gave us this little speech. He's like, hey, you shut up and listen to me for a second. This is important. Now listen, if you two boys feel your daddy here tugging on this hose, that means abort mission. And then pull me back up with this hose. So you gotta imagine two little boys just standing there with this hose in charge of their father's life. No big, and we're just thinking, Daddy sure is smart. He goes underwater. He's down there maybe 10 seconds. And of course, the water pressure starts to collapse the hose. So he starts tugging on it. And me and my brother, we panic. And we just yank it. Out of his mouth and out of the pool. So he's down there freaking out now because he can't get the backpack off, you know. And me and my brother up top, look, Daddy's waving. Finally, he decides the only way out of this problem is he is just going to make a run for it to the shallow end of the pool. up the slope. I don't know if you've ever seen anybody just try and get it underwater with a sack of rocks on their back. It's not very effective. I mean, he would get halfway up the slope and then hit some algae and go back down. We didn't think he was gonna make it, man. He did, somehow. He made it all the way up to the shallow end of the pool. He came out of that water, he was livid. He just come out like, come here, both of you. What the hell? Didn't you two idiots see your daddy down there waving for help? We're just like, what? We just thought you was waving, Daddy. What's an idiot? You guys are great. Have a good night.
Thank you so much. Just for laughs, just pour rire, bonsoir, how you doing, forget about it. And I've been at some festivals. I was in Scotland. It's amazing how people don't know geography. I've been to the Edinburgh Festival. I come back from Scotland, true story, stop me if you heard this. Come back from Scotland, Americans, it's amazing. I fly from London to DC to Philly, drive down the Jersey Shore. I get there, the guy recognizes me. He goes, how you doing? I said, I'm tired, I just came from Scotland. He goes, you drove? Yeah, I drove from Scotland. I gotta tell you, my auto boat, it's really rough. That North Sea is tough at this time of year. I drove. I go to Australia. Nobody ever says, oh, that's great, go to Australia, go to Australia. Australia, that's gotta suck. What is that, about 40, 50 hours? What's closer, the moon or Australia? What about the pioneer comedians? I gotta go, I got a job in a year and a half taking a wagon train. That's a job. And I met a woman from here, a French-Canadian woman, my fiancée, Sophie. We're gonna get married very soon. And I gotta tell you, she's young. You know your girlfriend's young, you haven't seen her for a couple of weeks, she's actually gotten taller. Her favorite food is pescetti. How cute is that? Ask her how old she is, she goes, this many. Hey, we lost my grandmother recently. She didn't die, we lost her. She actually shrunk to the point we can't find her anymore. It's so sad, we know she's still in the house, she's just not visible to the naked eye. The Sopranos, I think, is the best show on television, but it is easier because they can curse. Right? I mean, like Seinfeld, Raymond, they can't curse. Like those old movies, the Cagney movies. How unrealistic was it a gangster couldn't curse? Hey, Rocky, why don't you go jump in a lake? There's no need for that kind of foul mouth around here, Muggsy. Ah, fiddlesticks. Ah, your aunt has poor hygiene. Nobody talks like that to me. You know, but you know what I'd like to be? Like one of those young black Def Jam comics. They got it made. They don't even need punchlines. They can just do that cadence and get a laugh. I was at the bus stop the other day, bus didn't come. Why they call the bus stop when the bus ain't even stopping? And a big fat black lady, yeah, that shit happened to me, woo! You can do it with anything. I was at the restaurant the other day, I said to the waitress, bitch, homo, bring me a cup of cola. That mother homo, bitch, bring me a cup of cola with 7 sugar. 7 sugar. What you trying to give me? Diabetes? Hey, it was a tough year. The Queen Mother died, 102 years old. Boy, that came out of nowhere, huh? Jeez, and she was working out, too. She looked great. In the right light, she was 102. She looked 101 in 3 months. Boy, you never know. The one thing I loved about Australia, because I bring it back, I love the crocodile hunter. Don't you love the crocodile hunter? He's always going, be very quiet, be very quiet. Who's he talking to? No, you be very quiet. I'm in bed eating chips. You're in a lagoon with a gator bearing down here. Shut up and get out of the water. It's murky with snakes. He's always doing this outlandish stuff to animals and act surprised when they react. I'm gonna take this 20-ounce pool cue, chalk it up, and snap it in the gator's eye. Oh, she gets sassy when you do that. She's a Randy Wong, she is. This is the largest crocodile in all of Africa.